Welcome, everyone. Shh. When something like this happens, people gather everywhere. It's a natural reaction. It's a good reaction. And so we join communities across the country and even across the world. And even though they're far away, there's a part of us that can feel them. And the more we connect with them, the more we bring down peace, which this moment so desperately needs. So welcome them in, welcome each other in as we sing and we begin.
Oh, say shalom.
Oh, say shalom. Every voice. Your turn.
Hello, my name is Mac Bauer. I'm the president of the youth group here at Temple Israel, YFTI. YFTI has shaped who I am today. The leader that I've become and the lessons that I've learned come from the foundations of our youth group. It has made me a better person. YFTI is just one of the many aspects of Temple that makes it a safe and comfortable environment. On Saturday, that sentiment of comfortability was broken. The message of violence and hatred that occurred in Pittsburgh was heard around the Jewish community and in the world. I'll be honest, today as I walked through the doors at Temple, I felt something that I have not felt in the past. A shiver of fear, a chill, an uneasiness throughout me. Throughout the past 13 years at Temple, through all the bar and bat mitzvahs, the Shabbat services, all of the YFTI programs, you can understand why this new feeling would anger or sadden me. These past days, I have been trying to wrap my head around these harsh emotions. I am deeply saddened by the 11 Jews who were killed on Saturday. I am angry at Robert Bowers for screaming, "All Jews must die." I'm enraged that he used an assault weapon to convey this message. And I'm scared that it could happen in our community. These mix of emotions is a lot to handle and cannot be easily dealt with. We are not prepared to have these conversations and find solutions to these problems. Yet, as the massacres become more common, we find ourselves together again, remembering those who are not with us. As I look out to all of you, that mix of emotions changes. I feel the warmth and the strength that this community has built upon, the love for my family and my friends, the oneness from all of us teens coming together. I stand together with my YFTI friends, leaders from BBYO, USY, and other teen organizations. Together, we are stronger, and together we have the power to make the world a better place. Our voices will not go unheard now or ever. We have the power to make the changes necessary for now and for the future. We will stand up, speak out, and take action. Age is nothing but a number. Now you hear our voices. Soon you will see our votes, and then you will see change. I want to thank our community for coming together in this dark time. As I look out to you, you are the tree of life. We can lean on each other in times of sorrow and find the light that always shines through. Thank you.
I want to start by just thanking all of you from the bottom of my heart. I'm really overwhelmed and overjoyed to see all your faces here. And I want to acknowledge and thank YFTI, BBYO, USY, and NCSY and B'nai Akiva, who I also believe are here, and anyone else from the community. It really shows that no matter our background and no matter the way we practice, today we stand here as one unified Jewish community. Saturday morning, and I was in synagogue, surrounded by Jews of all backgrounds, surrounded by those who have come every Saturday for every week of their life, and surrounded by those who had come for their first time. The Torah service had concluded. Whispers of the mourner's Kaddish began to fade. The davening stopped just in time for kugel, for 7-layer cake, for bagels and lox. Don't forget the cholent. It was hilariously Jewish. It was unforgivably Jewish. It was proudly Jewish. It was home. It was compassion. It was generosity. It was family at its holiest. Saturday morning, and I was in synagogue. The rain fell outside onto the drenched autumn leaves. Laughter and an overabundance of food filled us up with warmth. I was perfectly and effortlessly content. Saturday morning, and I was in synagogue, and I was pulled aside and told 11 of our people were murdered Saturday morning in synagogue. You see, I've already chanted enough is enough. I've worn orange until it began to tatter. I've raised posters. I've shed tears. I spoke fearlessly and angrily and with such intense hope for the future. I wrote a poem after Parkland. I heard there was another shooting. I read my words wherever I could, but how many times can I read that poem? How many names can I keep adding to the list? The words have begun to wear, to tire. They are exhausted and ready to rest. Saturday morning, and I was in synagogue. And I was filled with a sense of ease I had been longing to feel for ages. The knots in my back began to quiet to a low hum. But I came home to a noisy and messy world unraveling before us. I came home to a world losing a battle with its longest and oldest enemy, fear. And for once, I couldn't think about our president. I couldn't think about gun laws. I couldn't think about God. All I could do was feel, and I felt endlessly. It was as if a small part of my soul had been plucked. It dissipated in the air before me. It was soaked in blood. The Ner Tamid had suddenly gone out. But this time it was family. This time it was home. This time it was Saturday morning in synagogue. This time it was targeted at the compassionate, at the generous, at the proud, at the faith of peace. This time it felt as if the mourner's Kaddish could never be loud enough to mend the wounds. This time no number of Misha Berach prayers could ever send enough love to those who need it most, because this time it was us. It was all of us. This time it was Saturday morning in synagogue, and all of us were there. All of our lives were stripped away. This time I longed for the ease I had felt only hours before, but this time I knew I could never get it back. This time I knew every time I walked into synagogue on Saturday morning, I would be looking over my shoulder. This time hate won. It tangled with us until it finally overpowered our constraints. Until we weren't looking, it waited until we began to pray. But no matter the hardship, no matter the overwhelming sorrow our people have endured, no matter the ever-growing list of fading names and stories we pass on, no matter the tattoos on our arms, no matter the death that has tried to consume us at every turn, we have risen up again and again and again and again. We have created life in the face of death every single time. We sit here engulfed in hatred. We sit here in synagogue side by side, Jew and non-Jew alike. We sit here, our deep sadness and soft tenderness filling us up with warmth. We sit here in our home with our family, creating love. In the midst of blinding hatred, we sit here unforgivably and proudly. I stopped wearing my Magen David around my neck a few years ago. It was scratchy, it nipped at my hair. But Saturday morning, I vowed to wear my necklace every day for the rest of my life. I vowed to never hide my family. I vowed to let myself feel endlessly and love without hesitation. I vowed to fight hate at its every turn, for I have grown up being taught to create life in the face of death, to create unity in the face of division, to create love in the face of hatred, to hope with such intensity for the future. So let's create love. Let's lead the world in peace. Let's rise up. Let's go to synagogue on Saturday morning without an ounce of hatred in our being, with our family by our side. Thank you.
This past weekend, time stood still. As I sat in my kitchen, working on homework and gazing at the gloomy sky outside, my mom received a frantic call from a coworker describing the horrific events occurring in Squirrel Hill. Having numerous friends and fellow USYers living just across the street from Tree of Life Synagogue, I feverishly reached out to them. I was worried that one of them could have been murdered for simply praying on a Saturday morning. Time stood still. While I was relieved to hear that my friends were safe, I remained in shock at the loss of my Jewish brothers and sisters in Pittsburgh. Numb, I tried not to imagine such a thing happening in my own shul, just down the road from here. And today, I still feel numb at the thought of what happened this past weekend. Numb as I think of the beautiful lives lost for no reason other than blind hate. In spite of the events of this weekend, we cannot allow fear to control our lives nor to influence how we practice our religion. Some things may be different, yes, but we as a people must not change our ways, lest we succumb to what the monster who murdered 11 people wanted. We will still go to services, openly express our faith, and take pride in our religion. Hate will not have dominion over us, nor will it stop us from being who we are. As we stand united today, I'm reminded of what has kept our religion strong and resilient through the toughest of times: community. The same community that will show nothing but support and love for Temple of Life Synagogue and focus on rebuilding the broken pieces of our hearts. Despite our differences in ideology, background, and faith, we are one. Together, we stand strong against those who may wish ill upon us. And while it seemed that time stood still that day, in reality, time never does. Life continues to move forward, and as it does, we rebuild. We return stronger and more unified than ever as we withstand the test of time. Joyce Feinberg, David Rosenthal, Richard Gottfried, Bernice Simon, Rose Mallinger, Sylvan Simon, Jerry Rabinovitz, Daniel Stein, Cecil Rosenthal, Melvin Wax, and Irvin Younger, we will not forget you, and your memories will forever be blessings.
I imagine we'll get back to that video in just a moment. You probably experienced something like this in your own homes at times. And that's the nature of these quickly thrown together moments. But we take a moment now to direct our hearts to those in need of healing, certainly those who are grieving the worst kind of loss, and also those still fighting right now for their lives. And we send the real power of healing directly to them. Every voice. Misheberach Avotenu Mekor HaBracha Leimotenu. May the source of strength. May the source of strength. Who bless the ones before us. Who bless the ones before. Help us find the courage to make our lives a blessing. To make our lives a blessing. And let us say Amen. And let us say Amen. Misheberach Imotei Mekor HaBracha Mekor HaBracha La'avotenu La'avotenu. Bless those in need of healing. Bless those in need of healing. With refuah shlema. With refuah shlema. The renewal of body. The renewal of body. The renewal of spirit. The renewal of spirit. And let us say Amen all together. And let us say Amen.
I am only 16. However, the best gift my parents gave me was being born into this Jewish community. People watched in awe as this very community rallied behind causes we cared about and instilled real, tangible change. We have been beat down, but we have risen up time and time again. But now, I am angry. Angry that in the year of 2018, there are still acts of anti-Semitism. Angry that while during a celebration of life, a bris, that 11 lives were taken on a Saturday morning. I am devastated. Devastated that we live in a world that Jewish people have to be fearful when attending services, that in our place of worship and serenity, somebody would disturb that peace. I am frightened. Frightened that my name, my identity, my Jewish heritage, my Hebrew name necklace still has to hide underneath my shirt when I leave my house because people would rather see me a Jew, dead, than alive. This very meeting right now, this vigil, a gathering of Jews from all walks of life, could be disturbed at any second. I am angry, devastated, and frightened because these 11 souls that died are a part of my family, my Jewish mishpacha, because one man decided that all Jews must die on a Saturday morning. My own friend from Florida, his uncle Richard Godfrey, died on this morning along with 10 other victims, and those names all too familiar, as their Jewish last names are the names of people I know. I am angry, devastated, and frightened because in 2018, anti-Semitism is still very alive and very real. We need change and hope for a better tomorrow, because we always say never again, but when will it really be never again? Thank you.
Author of life, man has turned violent, crushing lives, upending dreams, attacking the heart of another city, with violence and hatred in an act of calculated terror. Source and Creator, grant a perfect rest under your tabernacle of peace to the victims of terror throughout the world, men and women whose lives were cut off by witless aggression. Today, we add Pittsburgh to the list of places where innocents have been murdered and wounded.
Remember with love the survivors of these horrors. Throughout the world, grant them shelter and solace, comfort and consolation, blessing and renewal. Grant them endurance to survive, strength to rebuild, faith to mourn, courage to heal, and devotion to each other. Heavenly Guide, hand of love and shelter, grant the victims of terror your protection, your wholeness and healing, and your peace.
One voice against the world. One community linked together like the stars forming constellations in the sky.
One journey, 1,000 journeys. 1,000,000 journeys taken from the beginning of time, each different than the one that came before it.
One nation, a Jewish nation, building a foundation with self-determination to grow stronger. Stronger than we were the day before, and stronger than our ancestors in the desert could have ever imagined.
We are a blank canvas, and each journey is a colorful marker. As we each take our journey, we create pictures. Beautiful lines connecting us, one by one, day by day.
Pictures that will show us the world. Pictures our grandchildren will one day look at and ask us stories about, and we will tell them.
We will tell them how we aced a math test, won a track meet, won the science fair, climbed Masada.
We will tell them about the hardships we faced, how we failed our chemistry final, wept as a loved one passed away, lost our favorite necklace, lost a best friend.
These colored lines of our journeys stretched across thousands of miles, each sharing a different story. Stories that cause others to show the love and care they're bound to share, because life is not fair, and we each need someone there.
Someone there to guide us, show us good from evil, right from wrong.
Someone to take us by the hand and squeeze tight, just to show everything will be all right. Someone who will take our hand and go on our journey with us, because everyone needs someone.
Someone to laugh with,
cry with,
share memories with.
Every journey comes with memories, memories and moments that will last forever. Moments created with the Jewish community that we will keep for a lifetime. Moments mapped out on a once blank canvas that has magically turned to color, showing all of the different journeys we each took, no matter where we were.
The colors keep on building, because the journeys never end. We go on day by day, creating new memories and new experiences. Yes, we are one.
We are one community, one voice, one people, but we are also infinite. Thank you.
So hopefully you all received this paper. It explains our idea for a video tribute project. if all of you teens out there would just create a video, no more than 7 seconds of yourself, email it to zach@temple-israel.org, and then you just say your name, what school you go to, and that you are Squirrel Hill Strong. So mine would say, I am Ariel Bauer, I attend Groves High School, and I am Squirrel Hill Strong. Thank you.
Hi Jen and Rabbi Jen. We are speaking to you from Budapest, Hungary. We have been here leading a group of women tracing our roots from hatred to love and hatred to love and back again. And we're still doing the hard work. And we know that you are doing the hard work at home, and we so wish we could be there with you.
We could not be prouder of the amazing humans, the amazing leaders you are, being there for our congregation, our community in this time of darkness. And we know you are going to lead us into the future with hope, with strength, with dignity for all of us and all Americans. And we wish we could be there side by side, holding hands with you back home. We'll see you soon.
Shalom Rav, Shalom Rav, Am Yisrael Amcha Tasim Le'olam. Shalom Rav, Shalom Rav, Am Yisrael Amcha Tasim Le'olam.
We were all made from love, and to love we'll return. If we keep singing love, we will always be heard. So give me a breath, and together we'll stand with peace in our hearts. We will sing it across every land. Shalom Rav, Shalom Rav, Am Yisrael Amcha Tasim Le'olam. Shalom Rav, Shalom Rav, Am Yisrael Amcha Tasim Le'olam.
So beat every heart and feel every soul and sing every voice and let us be whole. So beat every heart and feel every soul and sing every voice and let us be whole. Shalom Rav, Shalom Rav, Al Yisrael Amcha Tasim Le'olam. Shalom Rav, Shalom Rav, Al Yisrael Amcha Tasim Le'olam. Shalom Rav, Shalom Rav, Al Yisrael Amcha Tasim Le'olam.
We are here today on behalf of all who are affected by senseless gun violence in America at some point in their lives. We are speechless, we are heartbroken. As members of this loving Jewish community, knowing that this could happen to our congregation at any time makes our hearts ache.
Thinking that anyone could go to worship and the next thing you know, life could flash before your eyes just doesn't make any sense. People all over this country are affected by gun violence every day.
As Allie and I are both part of this wonderful Jewish community, this last attack hit too close to home for us and many others. When innocent people are shot and killed in synagogues, schools, movie theaters, churches, grocery stores, concerts, and so many other so-called safe spaces, how can anybody not leave their house without constant fear that anything could happen?
Yet, we come to our temple today to share our thoughts and remarks about this recent tragedy that took place in a temple much like our very own.
All over America, people die of senseless gun violence. At the age of 14, we've grown up surrounded by these moments throughout our lives.
Gun violence has happened so much in our lives that we have begun to think it's normal. It's not okay and should never be considered normal. When we were just 8, 27 people were shot and killed in a school much like the one we had attended.
At 11, 9 African Americans were shot dead at a church service while worshiping as the shooter claimed he wanted to start a race war.
In June 2016, 49 people died from celebrating their identity that they were so very proud of. At 13, I learned that 58 people had died at a concert.
In February, 17 people, 14 of the students, just like us, died at the hands of a 19-year-old with access to an assault rifle. A 19-year-old, just a teen, who was able to buy an AR-15 and murder people in cold blood.
I attended March for Our Lives, a peaceful protest organized by Parkland students and other teen leaders in an attempt to stop the gun violence. I truly believed it would help. I never expected another shooting would happen after hundreds of thousands of people so proudly marched, showing how much we really needed a change.
As Jews, we are kind, accepting, and welcoming people. The Tree of Life synagogue doors were wide open, their arms welcoming anyone to come worship. The welcoming doors let in a hate-filled person who had the audacity to kill people and hurt their loved ones who were just trying to pray.
Although helpful, guards at our doors, loving thoughts, and strong prayers will never be enough.
Our prayers and condolences go out to all who are affected and to all who mourn the loss of those who have passed due to unreasonable gun violence. Let's be the ones to make a change.
In 1 minute, an AR-15 can fire 800 rounds. Registering to vote takes the same amount of time. Voting for the right people can stop the 800 rounds being pointed directly at us at all times. Stop the bullets and pick up a ballot to change our country that is constantly feeling immense pain.
Your vote can save the lives of grandparents, moms, dads, cousins, brothers, sisters, coaches, counselors, teachers, and anyone you truly care about. Thank you.
Good evening. My name is Danny Hertz. Tonight I represent the Union for Reform Judaism. We hold in our thoughts the victims of this shooting at the Tree of Life congregation in Pittsburgh, their families, their congregants, the entire Jewish community. Our hearts are broken, but we carry on tonight knowing that the Jewish people have always moved forward in times of darkness. The Union for Reform Judaism's mission is to pursue a more just, whole, and compassionate world. We do this not just for ourselves, but for you, the teens who today might sit here in a synagogue in West Bloomfield, Michigan, but tomorrow will be the leaders of the American Jewish community, and who will answer the call for vision, leadership, and pure leadership in difficult times, yes, but also in the joyous times which will return. In the meanwhile, please know how we appreciate all of your efforts. We are proud of you, and we now challenge you to continue to be the change that is needed, to be proud to be Jewish, to be a member of a Jewish community who will not succumb to evil, hatred, but rather come together across geography, across denominations to show that we are stronger than hate and we will counteract this vile act of anti-Semitism.
How do I explain to my 9-year-old sister why there are police in her Sunday school classroom? How do I explain to my 9-year-old sister that she needs to know where the exits are at all times? How do I explain to my sister why people don't like her? People don't like her who don't even know her, just because she wears a little blue hamsa around her neck, just because her summer camp says prayers before lunchtime, just because she learns Hebrew on Sunday mornings. How do I explain to my sister that someone's right to a gun is more important than her right to express her Judaism? How do I tell my sister I love her with not also saying goodbye?
Roughly 14,511,000 people in the world identify as of the Jewish faith. As of this weekend, that number is 14,510,989 people. That's less than 0.02% of the world population, meaning that the 145,000 Jews in Michigan alone make up an entire percentage point of the global Jewry. It is because of these very numbers and startling statistics that we quite literally cannot and will not stand divided. Our community does not even have the opportunity to get caught up in superficial arguments that we allow to tear at the fabric of our Judaism. No longer will we be divided by politics or separated by spite. There is no room for hate in between our Jewish brotherhood, and there is no room for hate in between our Jewish sisterhood. And there is absolutely no room for pettiness, violence, or discrimination in our Jewish family. It's no simple coincidence that in every single Jewish organization, the word community receives special emphasis. In NIFTY, one of the 13 core principles is Kehillah, the need for community to support the individual. In BBYO, we prioritize good sisterhood, brotherhood, and a focus on our connection to the global Jewry. Jewish text even teaches that wisdom is a tree of life to all who grasp it, and whoever holds on to it is happy. Its ways are of pleasantness, and all its paths are of peace. The Talmud says, the highest form of wisdom is kindness. We are comforted by our tradition and inspired by our heritage. In a country built upon inalienable rights, such as religious freedom, we could not be more proud to practice Judaism each and every day. And beyond our community still, we are healed and made stronger by the overwhelming kindness we have received from the entire nation and world. All week long, we, teens, Jews, Americans, and all good people will move forward with determination, a determination to ensure that justice, acceptance, and kindness will always prevail. This weekend, as the Sabbath came to a close and a new week began, green flyers, Jewish stars, wear blue posters, and statements of solidarity covered social media. As a community, we rallied, and as a people, we spoke. And boy, did we speak loudly, and we're not stopping there. We have attempted to communicate time and time again that anti-Semitism is alive and well. But guess what? So are we. We have persisted and survived even the deadliest attacks on our faith and our homeland for one reason, and one reason alone: our global community. Even after genocide, diasporas, attacks on our homeland, our faith, our people, and everything we stand for, we remain standing. And I am 100% confident that today, no single Jew stands alone. We start this week with a reaffirmed understanding of our generation's responsibilities. It is our turn to ensure that every community is respected and safe to thrive. Our responsibility is to confront acts of anti-Semitism, racism, xenophobia, homophobia, Islamophobia, and all forms of discrimination with one of swift action, a renewed sense of community as we stand together, stronger than ever before, united as one crew.
Here's something I think everyone's familiar with. Please join us even louder than before. Ojevo shalom aleinu, Ojevo shalom aleinu, Ojevo shalom aleinu ve'akula. One more time, Ojevo shalom.
Odevo Shalom Aleinu, Odevo Shalom Aleinu, Odevo Shalom Aleinu, ve'akulam. Salam Aleinu ve'akol ha'olam. Salam, salam, salam Aleinu ve'akol ha'olam. Salam, salam. Odevo Shalom Aleinu, Odevo Shalom Aleinu, Odevo Shalom Aleinu ve'akulam. Odevo Shalom Aleinu, Odevo Shalom Aleinu, Odevo Shalom Aleinu ve'akulam. Salam Aleinu ve'akol ha'olam. Salam, salam, salam Aleinu ve'akol ha'olam. Salam, salam. Odevo Shalom Aleinu, Odevo Shalom Aleinu, Odevo Shalom Aleinu ve'akulam. Odevo Shalom Aleinu, Odevo Shalom Aleinu, Odevo Shalom Aleinu ve'akulam.
In community lies strength of numbers, to support the sick and the weak. In community, somebody hears me, with louder voices to speak.
In community lies public purpose, to shield from the harshness of life, to offer and receive common friendship, to protect from the gun and the knife.
In community, we teach each other about science and art and sport. From this, we gain our vitality, and through this, our sickness is fought.
In community, others surround us, their dreams, their love, and their faces. Encourage our hearts to prosper, our minds to accept other places.
In community, disaster may come, but grief shared and faith in our all makes death's pall linger less strongly. Our tears with others can fall.
In community lies man's ambition, without makes larger our fears. Together we make sense of being and bring joy and length to our years. Thank you.
Standing here today, I mourn with the victims, families, and survivors, all affected by the shooting at the Tree of Life Synagogue in Pittsburgh on Saturday. Not only was this an attack on a community, but it was an attack on the most influential part of my life. Within these walls here at Temple Israel around us are over a decade of memories that have shaped me into the Jewish teen I am today. The friendships and family I have gained through Judaism are the most important things in my life. Being Jewish has not only taught me so much about myself, but it has taught me so much about others. It has taught me that in times of crisis like this, we need to respond not with the same hate and bigotry handed to us, but to respond with strength, support, and comfort. To my Jewish brothers and sisters here and in Pittsburgh, I am with you. I love you. I feel for you. I feel every bit of pain and fear you now have to deal with. I am heartbroken, as are you, and I hope that soon we will live in a world where no one, not Jews, not students, not concert and club goers, have to worry about their safety. I hope that soon we can live in a world where people are not targeted for things they cannot change. One where we can publicly be who we are, no matter the religion, race, or sexual orientation. I hope for a world, ideally sooner than later, filled with peace, love, and acceptance. Thank you.
My name is Jacob Gottfried from Boca Raton, Florida. I'm in high school and proud to say that I am in BBYO. Friday, October 26th, I flew into Pittsburgh and made my way to Gibsonia, where I would meet my family for dinner. After a memorable night of good laughs, old stories, and Jewish-related conversations, I never thought this would be the last time. The next morning, my life changed forever. On October 27th, there was a mass shooting in a synagogue that was home to my entire Pittsburgh family. 2 siblings, my aunt and my uncle, attended services that morning. A horrible man performed a horrible act. He ran into a house of Jewish worship, and while screaming anti-Semitic comments, he took the lives of 11 people. Anxiously waiting, after more and more waiting, we gratefully received news that my aunt was safe. Hearing gunshots, she immediately ran into a closet and silently prayed she would live to see another day. Hours later, many hours later, approximately 10 hours after the shooting occurred, my family and I received news that my uncle, Richard Gottfried, unfortunately lost his life. A Jewish man in his Jewish temple chanting his Jewish prayers was permanently interrupted by a monster, an unforgiving, gruesome man who decided to end the praying for 11 people forever. I'm not angry. I don't want revenge. I don't want my enemy to suffer for destroying a piece of my heart. I am simply just saddened. Saddened that there are still acts of anti-Semitism in the year of 2018. Saddened that I must hide my Star of David necklace underneath my shirt because people look at me, a Jew, as a disgrace. Saddened that I am threatened to be a Jewish young man. But what I want to say is complete opposite. Just like these 11 proud Jews who are no longer with us would want us to do, I want each and every one of you to be happy. Live life to the fullest. Tell your family and friends you love them, and never take any day, hour, minute, or second for granted, because you never know when it will be your last. So now, the one thing that everyone keeps saying, we need change. I can't lie, we do. We need change, but not the change where we vote, protest, or even fight for change. How about we ethically change? Kids, next time you see someone sitting alone at lunch, ask them to sit with you. If you see someone who doesn't look happy, ask them how their day is, ask them how they are. We make sure they're okay. When someone does you a favor, as simple as holding the door open for you, say thank you. Parents, please teach your kids how to love, not to hate. Kind words do not cost much, yet they accomplish so much. We need to change, not today, not tomorrow, but now. I am Jacob Charles Gottfried, a proud Jew till the day I die. Rest in peace to my Uncle Dick, Richard Gottfried, and the 10 others who lost their lives. Thank you.
Please turn to page 199 in your prayer books. We will now honor those who were killed in the tragedy in Pittsburgh on Saturday. As I read each name, a yard-side candle will be lit in their honor. Joyce Feinberg, Richard Gottfried, Rose Mallinger, Jerry Rabinowitz, Cecile Rosenthal, David Rosenthal, Bernice Simon, Sylvan Simon, Daniel Stein, Melvin Wax, and Irving Young. We will now take a moment of silence.
At this time, if you have a candle or phone to light, please turn it on in honor of the victims. Please rise. Yikadal v'yikadash Shemei Rabbah.
Bi'alma divra chirute bi'amlich malchute. B'chayechon u'b'yomechon u'b'chaye dechol Beit Yisrael. Ba'agala u'b'zman karib v'imru Amen. Yehi Shmei Rabbah mevorach leolam yolmei almaya. Yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitpa'ar v'yitromam v'yitnaseh. V'yitadar, v'yitaleh, v'yithalal, shemei v'kudusha b'richu. Le'ela min kol, birchata v'shirata, tushbechata v'nechemata, da'miran v'alma v'imru Amen. Yehei shlama Rabbah min shemaya, v'chayim aleinu v'al kol Yisrael v'imru Amen. Oseh shalom b'mromav, hu yaseh shalom, Aleinu v'al kol Yisrael v'imru Amen.
May the source of peace send peace to all who mourn and comfort to all who are bereaved among us.
We say together, Amen.
Amen.
Please be seated. Before we turn to our concluding song and prayer, I just want to echo the voices of all of us in this room, students, parents, grandparents, community allies and friends in our interfaith community, our neighbors who have come to support us today. We thank you. But more than anything, I want to share what all of you are thinking right now. These teenagers who have come together, who have prayed for us and with us, who have taught us, you are inspiring. You are incredible. You are amazing. To all of you, we owe a heartfelt thank you for helping us grieve, for helping us find peace, for allowing us to move forward after this tragedy. Thank you to all of you. I know we all join together with an incredible round of applause. One last word. Please, if you do have a moment to take one of those cards with you, create your video so that we can create that video montage to send out into the world. If you are holding a candle, please drop it back in a bucket as you leave so that we can return them to BBYO, who lent them to us for our program. Thank you all for being here. Go in strength. Chazak, chazak, banit chazek. May all of us be strengthened by this evening.
Come from near and far to raise our voice in song, and the more we join in the refrain, the more we feel strong. Chazak, Chazak, there is a power in this place and time. It shapes the rest of our lives. When we return each year, we find, a truth we can't deny. Be strong, let us strengthen one another. Be strong, let us celebrate our lives. Be strong, let us strengthen one another. Chazak, chazak, v'nitchazek. As we sing, we link ourselves to those who came before, and we're one with all those yet to come. Our strength, it will endure. Be strong, let us strengthen one another.
As you leave our sanctuary tonight, go with strength and know that you will, of course, see our police officers, first responders, members of our community who keep us safe every day. Know how lucky we are to be a part of an incredible community such as this. Chazak, chazak, v'nitchazek. May all of us be strengthened by one another. Thank you for being here.